Okay, it's episode 4 of the 2024 Planner and Journal lineup. Welcome. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by, hitting that button to check this video out and see what the therapy planning is all about. And thank you so much if you've been here before and you're coming back. This is Dr. J, and I'm here today to talk to you about my everyday carry and my spending tracker. So, here are the last, well, not the last two, because there's two others, and I decided not to include those in the series because they're just two letter-sized notebooks that I use, one to write down when I paid my bills and the other to write down any type of brain dump, research stuff. If I'm watching a video, reading a book, or if there's some information that I want to take note of, then I use that to do it in. So maybe that's something that I might show a little bit later because I really kind of need to organize it a little bit more. Right now it's basically just a letter size notebook with a lot of different paper in it, and I just grab it and write in it, and I probably need to organize it maybe by like video, books, I don't know, articles that I see, something to get it a little bit in better shape. So maybe that's something that I will bring you later. But for now, this will complete the series, and I've already went through and shown in episode 1 my prayer journal and my personal planner, and in episode 2 I brought you my creative journal and my wellness journal, and episode 3 I had my work planner and my business planner and notebook. So now I'm getting to the last of it because those 6 actually are like my really, gotta have them. I am using them on the regular. And then definitely the last 2, which I'm not really bringing to you, I use on the regular. These 2 are the ones that were kind of up for grabs. Last year I used the Aurastell weeks, and I just basically used it to write down any of spending, or sometimes if I paid a bill during the day at work, maybe on my lunch, or if I was just out and about and sitting there thinking, oh, I need to pay such and such or something like that, I would write that down here. So I liked it, and I think I'm finding that I liked it even more now that I have something different for that use. But I didn't order this year, so that's fine. I may find that I go back to it in 2025. Gosh, is it early to talk about 2025? It feels really, really early to talk about 2025. But yeah, I might find that I go back to it. It's definitely an option. So for now, it's I didn't order one. I did order instead the Take a Note A6. So there it is. It's in this cover because I wasn't really planning on putting it in this Hobonichi cover, but one of those purchases that I made at random. I had ordered a Hobonichi A6, and so I had ordered this cover as well. Let's put this to the side. And when I got to Take a Note, I didn't have any other particular cover, so it did go in here, even though, like, I don't know, I like the idea of this cover, and I love all the pockets that it has in it, right? I love those, and all the slots, pen loop like this, but it's a pretty color, but not my favorite color. And I am more of a leather or vegan leather type of girl, so like I'm not 100% in love with this, but this is what it fit in the best. And of course it also matched because the Take a Note this year. Has the blue cover, which I actually kind of like this blue better than this blue, but anyway, this is what I had to put it in, and we're really trying to work with what we got. Okay, so I ordered this on a whim because it's cute, and I do know that I love Take a Note, but I really love the A5 better than the A6. It's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to have it to know that it's okay, but it's not your preference, you know, like you don't know it's not your preference until you have it and try to utilize it. So inside to Take a Note, I guess most of us know at this point that it has the weekly overview and then a half a page per day. And so I figured when I ordered this, actually I didn't have any idea what I was going to use it for. I kind of thought I might order the Aura Estelle, but once I realized that I was going to get this and I didn't have any use for it, I thought, okay, well maybe I can just use it for my spending tracker. And so the idea has been that I will list any auto debits that are coming out of my account at any point during the week, and then I would list in each day anything I spent, like if I bought lunch out, if I bought some groceries, I would list that down in here. Problem is that I feel just the slightest bit restricted. I don't have small handwriting, although I can write small if I have to. And I find that if I'm writing a narrative or writing in my journal, that I have more of a tendency to write smaller and a little bit neater, so I can kind of go back and read it easily and it looks nicer. But when I'm kind of jotting down like how much money I spent, you know, I don't know, this feels a little bit restricted for my handwriting. I think I did write down, let me see, like here you can see my handwriting. I put down when I bought gas, that's another thing I like to know. When's the last time I bought gas? My groceries, I didn't fill in the amount yet because I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to write. Like, did I want to write where I purchased them from? Did I want, you know, I know of course the amount, but I would like it to kind of go across on one line. So that's another thing about how this is set up. Whereas the Aura Estelle, let me see if there's a page that I can show you. Okay, this is just something silly. Lunch. So I have this whole page, right? It's a lot of space. Sometimes though, I would write different notes about whatever I spent, or if I transferred money from one account to another or something like that. And I kind of like having this page. I think I just like the narrow vertical feel because I'm just a lister and I just like the way that goes, opposed to this is a lot smaller. Even though it's not like I need a huge amount of room, I just feel more comfortable with that. Also, of course, I like this is more kind of wallet-like. I like the way it fits in my bag better than this one. Seems like more notebook-like. And so I'm not 100% sold that this is where I need to be for my spending tracker. In addition to that, I love this pocket. Okay, and I have stuffed it and it has a little bit of heft to it. So if I'm gonna have this in my bag with the Pocket Common Planner, I don't need to have both of these in my bag. Decisions. So the pocket definitely feels like I got the horizontal, feels like it would be small for me to jot down expenses. And honestly, really though, I might only have 2 in a day. Like maybe I bought lunch and maybe I picked up some groceries, or maybe I bought lunch and I got gas. And some days there's nothing. Yay for those days. Okay. But I do have space back here, which is great for just notes. I like to have something with me for notes. And I was thinking maybe I should just next year just have just a plain notebook instead. You know, of course, I do have other pocket size, just plain notebooks too, but I really do like the Common Planner because I just love the paper. I love the way, you know, it lays easier. So I thought about, okay, next year just having a notebook. But in reality, if I'm going to carry this, I don't need to carry anything else. So I am thinking at this point that this is going to get eliminated already. Something's getting eliminated. And now I'm just going to have this in my bag because it's already got some weight. And darn, I didn't bring it in here with me. So hold on for 1 second because I'm going to grab it. Okay, so I have this. Now, I've had this for years. And I have a lot of wallets and pouches, and this is the year of the declutter, definitely, for sure. And even these past few years, I've really recognized the need and really have been wanting to do it. And this year I can say absolutely that from beginning to end, I'm accepting that I might not get to where I want to go like immediately. I think in the prior years when I started, you know, focusing on or thinking about, hey, I really want to declutter, I got myself aggravated because I thought I could just come in and go through a certain area and it'll be done. But it's just not like that. Getting a little bit minimal, which I'll never be a minimalist, but getting a little bit minimal or paring down, really evaluating what are you using, it's going to take time. And it goes in layers. Like I've went through clothes and gotten rid of a lot of clothes, and I still have a lot. And I just keep trying to go through everything I pull out to where I try to evaluate whether or not I'm really loving it and whether I can just let it go. And so it's the same thing with all my different things that I have, all my different possessions. I'm really working on just retaining the things that I'm really using. And so I realize and recognize it, and one of the things that helps me do that is pulling the things out, trying to use them and seeing if they work. And if they don't work or I'm not completely satisfied, then they need to go. So this is one of the things I remember that I had, and I thought, okay, this would be great for me to just, because I want something that I can just take in a store when I go in, and I don't want to take my whole pocketbook. I've given that up for quite some time now. I realize that I have too much stuff in my purse. I have done pretty well in narrowing it down, bringing it down until this and this. But I realized that one of the things that could help me to not be carrying that heavy bag on my shoulder is when I go in the store, all I need is my phone and my cards, my ID, whatever money or whatever. So this little wristlet works perfectly because I have in here a place to put some money, and I have this little card holder. It actually has a little Apple tag, air tag in it, and I even have room for put receipts or some other little cards. And so I can grab this and my keys. I can even put my key, because I'll take my keys on a big key ring. You know, I got keys for work and every other place. So I'll just take my key off, my key fob. I can stick that in here and I can go. So I love that. I'm happy that I pulled it out and I'm using it. And so I think that that's always going to be the way I go, and I'm going to be looking at what else I have and getting rid of some of the things that I'm not going to be using. And so this goes in my purse. Okay, so with that in my purse, that as a kind of as a wallet, this really only serves the purpose of me having a notebook to write down any notes in while I'm out and about. And I also really could use it for appointments too, like if I am out at the doctor's office or the dentist or wherever that something's coming up that I'm learning about, and this is the only thing I have with me, I don't have my planner. I can my personal planner, I can just jot it down here to transfer later. So I'm thinking that the take a note is being edged out, because for this month I've been carrying both of these, and that's just too much. It fits in my bags. I have medium to large. I don't have small purses, but I still just don't want, putting that weight on my shoulder. It's just too much, and it's just really not necessary. So it's either gonna go that this is at home and I just bring receipts home. I can stick my receipt in here, and when I'm sitting down at the end of the day or in the morning, whenever I just assign that task, I will go ahead and put them in here, put the expenditures in here, or this will not get used for that purpose at all, and I will just be able to put them in here. And I'm thinking that even though, I don't have as many, and I feel like I'm going to be restricted, I do have a longer line to go for each any expense compared to this, right? So I can go more across, and I have less things, but I need more space to write it out than this. I hope I'm explaining that right. Okay, so even though this is smaller, it may work out better. So all you can do is try, and that's one of the reasons why I don't, regret this. At some point in my life will get used or given away. I have no issue redating stuff if I really find, I want to use it and it's expired. I can redate it. I can do a number of different things with it, so I'm not really worried about that. And luckily, Take a Note is very reasonably priced, so I don't feel like I spent crazy money, like as if I had a Hobonichi and I didn't use it at all, then I would feel bad. And I've had that experience where I had one and didn't or wasn't going to use it, but I ended up using it in the end, right? I cut it down to the standard TN and I redated it, and I did use it. It helped me make the decision to come back to the standard TN size. So that's fine. I'm not worried about it as long as I'm not continually just keep buying things and keep buying things and keep buying things and they don't work. So now I know that that's not going to be good for a spending tracker and everyday carry. I might end up using it for a spending tracker, but I'm really thinking that I'm going to be sticking in here. And because I definitely like having this with me, I have this beautiful gallon leather wallet insert. I have the this plastic insert, that's my COVID card, and that I probably don't really need to carry anymore. I have this other insert. I probably don't need to have both of them, but I just like it. And I like to put this here because it kind of protects some of the leather anyway. This is kind of out, but I liked how this is set up, and I like that I have a space for business cards in here, and there's some pockets. I do keep my debit cards in here because I don't really use my debit cards unless I need to get cash for some reason, or I just like to have in case of emergency. I probably even should take one of them out, or anyway, that's another story. But basically right now I think that we are going to take one out of the 10 planner and journal lineup because both of these were in there, and I'm just going to be using this for now. And I don't know, there's some other thoughts that I have. I don't think that they'll pan out because, like I said, I don't want to be trying to make a planner work for me. I want to use the planner that I need. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we fall in love with a planner, we want to use it, but we don't really have a need to use it, and then we're trying to make it work for something, and then it's just too much. So I don't think that I'm gonna replace something in my lineup, so I think I'm down to 9. Although I do, like I said, toy around with the possibility of gratitude. I like to have something to write in but I might not write every day. So I've discussed that before. That's how my creative journal became my creative journal, opposed to it being a personal journal. Now I'm just looking at it for making spreads, doing, making a layout, and maybe using it more for a motivational thing, right? Putting some motivational quotes, or maybe something that I've read, a quote that I read that I like, putting that in there, things that I want to retain. And I have some other things going on with it too, which I'll be bringing you my next video. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and what I shared. Thank you for hanging in there with me until this time. Let me know what you think. Do you think that I should really maybe try to use a take a note, or you think that my decision to just go with the pocket size is a good one? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I hope that you found something interesting to take away, and that you'll stick with me for this journey of trying to work it out and figure out exactly what the right thing is to use, and knowing that planner peace is just something that we pursue, but we might not always get to. Because in reality, life changes, things change, and your needs are going to change. How you feel changes. Maybe you feel like, I really do need to keep a gratitude journal, and maybe you want it to be separate than your regular journal, or maybe you feel like I don't need a regular journal because I'm writing my prayer journal, or whatever it is. Things change as we go along, and we're just always working to evolve and get it going well. And sometimes when we have it going well, it's great, we're there for a while, and then something changes. And so the goal is not to worry about being afraid to start over or do something different, but to not just buy at random and then just end up with an abundance of things. To be intentional. That's the goal, is to be intentional. Know what you need at the time and work it out. Start with what you have and see if what you have can work for a new need that you might discover that you have, or a new way that you might want to do something. So anyway, however you slice it, whatever you come up with, writing things down is really helping us out. It's helping us to get it out of our head, put it on paper. That helps us to reduce our stress, and that is therapeutic. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe and come on the journey with me. Hit the notification bell so you can know when I release my next video. And the next thing I plan to bring up is the creative journal and some little changes to it, which include that one little word. So I hope you'll join me. Thanks so much, and I hope that you have a great day, that you are enjoying and having peace, and that all is well. Bye, tribe.